The senator from Colorado, Michael Bennet, and I have been working for a year to make it easier for 20 million American families who fill out the federal application form for grants and loans for colleges, to make it easier for them to do that. And the piece of demonstrative evidence that Senator Bennet and I have been carrying around in Tennessee and in Colorado is this. This is the form that 20 million Americans fill out. It's familiar to many families. It's 108 questions for those families, and it's important to them because about half of the American families who have students in college have a federal grant and a loan to help pay for college. The problem with this is that it's generally unnecessary. Senator Bennet and I were at a committee hearing of our Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, and we heard 4 witnesses from many different directions in our country say that we only needed 2 questions to answer 95% of the information that we needed to know about whether we could make a federal grant or loan to a student from Wisconsin who wanted to go to community college, for example. So we today are introducing legislation which is named the FAST Act, and it will turn these 108 questions into 2. One about amount of family income and one about the size of family. And it will free students and their families from the dreaded FAFSA. It will eliminate thousands of hours of busy work by guidance counselors, by college administrators, by parents, by accountants. And I'll use a specific example. On Friday, I'm going to Tennessee with President Obama, who's been attracted to Tennessee because we've become the first state to say to all of our high school graduates that community college is tuition free. How can we do that in Tennessee? Well, the tuition, like in most places in the country, is about $3,600 per semester. And the Pell Grant can pay up to $5,600. And so for about half the students, there's only a small gap between the amount the federal Pell Grant pays and what tuition costs, so the state will make up the difference. But here's the catch. The major obstacle to Tennesseans who want to take advantage of the new Tennessee Promise program is this 108-question form. The president of the community college in Memphis, Southwest Community College, told me he thinks he loses 1,500 students a semester because of the complexity of the form. They won't fill it out. So it's a terrific example of how the federal government, with good intentions, has built up over the years an enormous amount of paperwork that's getting in the way of the single greatest need our state has, which is to have more of our students better trained so the businesses that are attracted there with good jobs will be able to hire people who are properly trained. Now, in addition to that, our bill does the following things. It not only eliminates the 108 questions and replaces it with 2, it tells families earlier in the process. For example, if you have a daughter who's a junior in high school, now you'll be able to go online and find out, answering 2 questions, how much money you're eligible for in grant and loan. Now you have to wait till the 2nd semester of your senior year. The next thing it does is streamline the federal grant and loan programs by combining 2 federal programs into 1 Pell Grant program and reducing the 6 different federal loan programs into 3. 1 undergraduate loan program, 1 graduate loan program, 1 parent loan program, resulting in more access for students. Fourth, it enables students to use Pell Grants in a manner that works for them. They can use it year-round. Now you can't use it for 3 straight semesters, and at their own pace. Next, it discourages over-borrowing. Too many students borrow money they don't need to borrow to go to college. For example, you're entitled under the federal rules to borrow the same amount of money if you go full-time as if you go half-time. That makes no sense, and it saddles students with debt that they can't pay back. And finally, it simplifies the repayment options. Now there are 9 different ways to pay back repayments. We suggest 2. And Senator King and Senator Burr have their own bill, which they'll be introducing today and talking about a little later, about streamlining repayments. So I'm delighted to have been working with Senator Bennet. I want to congratulate him. His background as a Denver school superintendent and as a father has made him a very effective advocate for this. We've listened to educators and parents in our own states. The bill's been out there now for more than half a year. We've attracted other sponsors, including Senator Booker and Senator Isakson, and we hope that other senators will want to join it. And finally, I would say, before going to Senator Bennet, that as chairman of the Senate committee that handles education, health, education, labor, and pensions, that we're ready to move on this. And as soon as we can finish our work on fixing No Child Left Behind, which we've been working on for 6 years and had 24 hearings on, and almost all the members of the committee who are there now were there last year when we reported the bill. As soon as we can finish that work, we're ready to move to reauthorize the Higher Education Act, to deregulate higher education, and to start with the FAST Act and with the legislation that Senator King and Senator Burr have promoted. So, Mr. President, I thank the senator from Colorado for his partnership on this, and I salute him for his leadership.